We are going to do our first Weebly assignment by adding content to our About Me page. And I want to start on this screen because if you ever see this screen, if you click on your name up here, you can go into your account and you can see what email you used. You can change your password by going to Edit Profile and going to change password, or you can change your email from here as well. I'm not going to do that today. Up here, I'm going to go to Sites. Once you have a Weebly account, you can actually go in and add another website completely. So if you want to have multiple websites, you can do that from here. But if you ever see this site in this class, you are going to want to choose Edit Site here, and that will take you to the Admin panel. Of your Weebly site. We are going to work on our About page, and so there's a couple ways that we can get to that. We can click on this About section here. If you have not already made an About page, you'll want to click on Pages. And again, you can see my About page here. If you don't have an About page, you can click this plus button and create one from a standard page right there. But I'm not going to do that since I already have one, so I'm going to minus that out. I'm going to click here, and that will take me to the About page. One of the things that this page does not have is a header like my other pages where we added the color and the gradient and the title of this page. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. To add that, over here under Header Type, right now it says no header. So if you don't have one, you can add one by clicking there. It's going to add the default header of the theme that you've chosen. I am going to go ahead and click on that header, and I'm going to drag it to the smallest option. I'm going to click here and type About or About Me. I'm then going to click on the header and I'm going to edit the background. I can choose the same color or gradient as I used before, or I can choose something entirely different. Once we get images, you can always change that out with an image. For the sake of time, I'm just going to add a color. I'm going to end up changing this to an image later, so I'm not necessarily too worried about the color that I chose and that it doesn't match the rest of what I did for my assignments and basic digital photography page. So I'm going to get out of that, and now I'm going to start adding content. So we are going to go to the Build section of our website, and we're going to use what Weebly likes to call as elements, and you can see individual elements here. We can always add different elements by going into the Add App section. One of my favorite apps that I like to use is Color Blocks. But for now, what we're going to do is we are going to add some text. We're going to do some writing, and you're going to just take an element and bring it over to where it says drag elements here and drop it. What that's going to do is it's going to add a section here, and you can add your text here by clicking here and then starting to type. All right, so you get the drift. You can, if you want to add an image, you can pull the image over here, right there. And to add an image here, you're going to click on that and you can upload from your computer. All right, I'm going to add an image and I'm going to click on Finder and I'm going to click on Pictures here and I'm going to go into a folder that I put images into to choose from, and I'm just going to double click that. I'm going to add a portrait of myself first, and what I can do is just drag it and drop it, and it's uploading. And I'm going to actually make this quite a bit smaller, so I just grabbed this here and resized the image. There we go. I'm actually going to add a title with my name up here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to click here. All right. And you can arrange, once you have some elements here, you can actually arrange these elements around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this text and I'm going to center it so that it matches with this picture, but I want these over to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my writing here and I'm going to pull it over, and notice the blue line on the left hand side of the screen. So I am going to actually drop that right there, and so it's going to pop this picture over in this text here. And I want this text to be with this image. So I'm going to grab this white thing here. That's how you grab an element to move it. And I'm going to move it over, and now you see the blue line lined up with my image element, and I'm going to drop that in. And what that did was center this to that. Okay. Now when you hover over, you start to see some of these lines. You can take and start shifting these around. And if you actually hold Shift down on the keyboard and move it, you have a lot more leeway to move it exactly where you want it. Okay. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is add a gallery. I'm going to actually add another title. So you can add little video, you can add videos, slideshows, galleries, text. You can put a divider. I'll go ahead and put a divider in. So here's a divider. It's just a simple line, but you can go in and change this a little bit. So I'm going to minus that out and minus that, and I'm going to go ahead and make that 50%. So now that is a little bit smaller, and actually don't really like that. So I'm going to go back in and make that a little bit bigger and do that. We'll see how that goes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is add another image, and so I'm just going to go over to my elements, and I am going to drag this down, and you can always tell where your elements are going to go from that blue line. So I'm going to drop that underneath the divider that I just added. And I'm going to show you something kind of fun. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to upload. I'm going to click on Finder, and I'm going to upload a little short clip from my phone of my family. And so you can see the file type is a GIF here. So I'm going to pull that over and drop that in. And you can see that it adds in, and if you add a GIF, it will actually it will actually show the motion here. the spacing of it. There we go. There's he's starting to dance. That is my family. We went on vacation on a cruise. And this is a perfect demonstration of my family dynamic. He never stops moving. I love him. That's Elliot. I have lots of fun stories about Elliot. But I'm going to go ahead and take and resize this a little bit here, down here. And I'm going to add a title to this. Or maybe a little text. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add text under, actually I'll do it to the side here. So I'm going to add text, or no, I'm going to add text over on this side because I'll have text, a picture, text. So you can organize this page any way you want. So I'm going to put vacation 2018. And then I can write a little blurb, okay? And now I can add another image. And I'm going to click on this image. And then I'm going to click on Finder. And I am going to add another family picture. These are my two kids here. And this is Hallie, that's my daughter, and Elliot again here. I'm going to resize this so it's a little bit smaller. And this time I'm going to add text in to this side. And I'm going to push this line over to add a little bit more text here. And I am going to say kindergarten and third grade 2018. And actually I'm going to take and I'm going to bold this and I'm going to make that bigger. And I'm going to go ahead and center that text. And I don't like where this is located. So I'm going to use what's called a spacer. And I'm going to put that spacer above the kindergarten and third grade. And I'm going to drop that down. And now what I can do is have a little bit of control where that title is. So it matches a little bit more with this image than this image. And then I can go ahead and add text underneath that title, maybe. I might have to move it. So I'm going to drop it there. Oh, it did. It added in underneath that. Okay, and I can go ahead and center that text as I write. So you can build this any way you want. Just for the purpose of showing you how to add in a gallery, I'm going to go ahead and add a gallery down here at the bottom. And I can upload images here. And I'm going to add in this picture. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add in all four. So you can add multiple images at the same time and it will upload all four. Takes a little bit longer. Well, look, that one came in sideways. That one as well. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is go ahead and delete these that came in sideways. So I'm going to click on the actual picture and this darker menu comes up and I'm going to go ahead and delete that one and I'm going to do the same thing here. There are a lot of other settings that you can add to galleries. I'm going to go over that in a separate video. What you are going to want to make sure that you do is publish the work that you've done today. When you're done publishing, it'll say website published and you want to go ahead and just X out here.